paint. Today I'll be painting this contemporary abstracty forest in acrylic paint. But before I start, make sure you visit our webpage at www.montmarte.net because we put everything there first. We also have our Facebook and our Creative Connection. So make sure you subscribe to that so you can stay in the loop. So let's get into it. I'm using some Mont Willow charcoal here. If you have a look at the PDF that you can download from www.montmarte.net, you will find an image that will give some guidance of where to place the trees. But try to use a little bit of your own initiative. Next, lay a little bit of tone into each branch. I then soften with a tack-on brush. I'm using a soft Mont eraser to remove some of the charcoal on the edge of the trees. Clean the eraser between strokes on an old rag. Well, I think that's enough visual information, and I just got a rush of excitement at the prospect of what this artwork may become. The last thing I'm going to do is just to lay some random shapes in the foreground to remind me of where to lay my paint. So let's keep going. I think now we can add our paint. Now, because we want to paint over that charcoal, we need to seal it so we don't create a real mess when we add our paint. To create a sealer, take 1 full bottle of Mont Acrylic medium gloss, pour out 1/4 of it into a deep well plastic palette, and then fill the bottle back up with water. Give it a shake so it's about the viscosity of milk. You can then lift the lid and with an atomizer, and I bought this from my local art supply shop, place it into the hole and cover the entire surface. Well, that's dry now, and I can tell because if I rub my hand over it, there's no charcoal that comes onto it. To create our tint, I'm going to use some medium yellow in the dimension range, and I'm going to squeeze it out into that well that we poured the rest of the medium gloss into, and I'm going to apply it with my Mont 50mm hog's hair bristle brush. Now, while that paint is still wet, I just take the yellow pigment out of the tree branch areas. I'm going to work on the sky next, and I'm going to mix in a little bit of titanium white in with that yellow and apply it with my 25mm Taklon wide brush. Again, refer to that PDF for a full list of the suggested colours and materials. Next, we'll add in a little bit of violet along this skyline here. Well, that should do it for the ground, and I'm really loving this patchwork look that I'm getting. The next stage is I'm going to put a nice blue glaze on these trees. So let's get this glaze on. This colour is mixed with water to the viscosity of milk. Just make sure you can see the undertone of the charcoal beneath. Well, that's the tree trunks done, and I think they've got a lot more warmth now that we've added the purple. The next step is to lay in our vegetation and our leaves, and this should bring it all together. Now, to create my leaves, I'm going to use a filbert from the Mont Gallery Series brush set, and the colours that I'm using are out of the palette that I used to create my patchwork groundwork. So let's get these leaves in. Well, I think I might leave the ground vegetation at that, and it's important not to put too many dabs of paint on, otherwise you'll obliterate your underpainting. So let's add a little bit of vegetation up the top here now. Well, I think that I'm going to call that finished. Thanks for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it and at least have gained a little bit of inspiration. Stay tuned because we've got some great lessons coming up. And remember to keep on painting.